What's going on, my Logic Tears, and welcome back to the madness. Today we've got three big pieces of Lorcana news. Two of them have to do with set championships, our tried and true favorites, and the third, what I think is the best legendary going into the new set. Without further ado, let's look at what we got. Maribel Madrigal, a 5 cost family gatherer. She's a storyborn hero and a Madrigal. A 5/5, quest for 5, but not without my family. You can't play this character unless you have 5 or more characters in play. I think this card is going to be gorgeous. I think this card is going to be so great to look at, and that's about it. I think it's going to be a cool card to look at. Unfortunately, I think this card will be unplayable. If I had to rate this card, I would probably give it a 2. I'm sure there's some way that you can do some cool things with the Madrigals. I haven't looked at all the Madrigals and really studied how they all work together, but right now I see this as a close to unplayable card, unless the Madrigals just do something really neat that I'm not aware of yet. The ability to quest for 5 is big. Being a 5/5, it can't be taken out by really anything except for be prep or be prepared. There is some new reckless stuff coming out, and rush stuff with Ruby, then maybe it can address this. But right now, if we're going on a scale of 1 to 5, unfortunately, I give Maribel Madrigal a 2. Now, on the beauty level of Enchanteds, I think this card is going to be a 5. I don't think this picture does it justice of just how pretty it's going to be when it comes out. Now, in other promo news, though, this is massive, and this is going to make a lot of you really happy, and a lot of you maybe not so much. So, really quick, this came to us from comicbook.com. It was an interview between Christian Hoffer and Megan Hansen. Megan Hansen is the global organized play manager, so she's high up there in Lorcana, so you can believe that this is some real stuff. And what we saw here that's going to be so big is right here. For this set championships and the next, we're increasing the promo cards per event to 8. And we'll be making some more adjustments next year. This is massive, ladies and gentlemen. This is huge. If you hadn't heard yet, this is huge. This changes everything about set championships. All right. We've already heard of some locations doing invite only stuff, some really shady invite only stuff. I think this is going to make that invite only even more prevalent, where we're going to be seeing people in more stores doing invite only and then getting only 8 or 12 players. That way, the majority of their player base gets this Maribel Madrigal. That's one thing. The other thing is this also plays a big part because the card is not good. The card may be pretty, but the card is not good. So with the card not being good, and every set championship is going to have 8 cards, that means that the value of the card is going to be really, really, really low. I still think it'd be double digits because it's so pretty, because it isn't enchanted, because not everyone can get it. But it's going to be really low, which means that you're not going to have a lot of people traveling way out of their way to go get it. We've seen a lot of stuff how some major players travel 2, 3, 4 hours past other stores to go to smaller stores so they can try and have an easier time to win mats and to win cards. And we've seen how some of that's happened, and where it's very snaky and very dishonest, it's something they were trying to do to make money. So be it. Well, I don't think we're going to see that anymore. Not for a card that's not going to be worth a lot because there's so many of them and because it's just not a high play level. And where Maribel's awesome and the movie is really good, I don't think people are going to have the same obsession with it as they did Stitch. Um, if we were to pick any characters, I think maybe Bruno would have had a bigger impact if we were going to be talking about characters from said movie. Encanto's great, but I just don't think Mary Bell, where she was the main character, when people think about Encanto, the first thing that comes to mind is either Bruno or the other sister, the one that's really Ella Louisa Ella the really strong one, right? Because of their two songs. So I think this is great, though. Overall, I think this is a good move on their part. It gives the local player base more opportunity to win the card without big, like professional players or a lot more competitive players coming in to take the cards from the local community. I also think it offers another opportunity for local game stores to offer more incentive to being competitive. Because let's be honest, your competitive players are going to be the ones that generally spend more money on the game. They're going to be the ones that want to open the packs. They're going to be the ones that are buying the best cards. As the meta changes, they buy more cards to adjust to the meta. So the competitive players are generally spending more money. So how do we reward them? Well, something that Born to Game did that was really cool and a lot of people liked is top 8 got something. 5 through 8 got a box, and then 1 through 4 got the Ursula, and then 1 and 2 got the Ursula and the playmat. So top 8 left with something, and because they made the cut into top 8. And that was something Born to Game did. I believe it was a 15 or 20. It might have been 10, somewhere between 10 and $20 registration, but that paid for the boxes and then a little bit of something for Born to Game. So huge shout out to Born to Game for already paving the path for top 8 because he recognized that top 8 deserves something. So I think if more stores now incentivize being competitive, then we might see some registrations, but we still see more reasons to get top 4. Now, the final thing I'll have to say is do not let this take away. Getting top 8 is not guaranteed. It's still difficult to get top 8. It's still not a walk in the park. It's not easy. You still got nerves and stress and all. You still have to practice and try. So I'm not taking away anything from anyone that gets top 8 and gets the Maribel Magic Owl. You still did phenomenal. All right. It's still competitive. I just think they're trying to edge the really competitive players to go for more competition, to go to the DLCs and events like that. I think we'll see more of those pop up, or maybe some semi regional type things that pop up. But overall, great move. Now, the last piece that I have is what I believe to be the strongest card of the entire set. Now, if we go here, we have the one and only, the man himself, no touchy, Cusco, Selfish, and Prayer. All right, he's a 6 cost. He is an inkable. He is a 3/5 outplacement. When you play this character, you may put chosen item or location into its player's inkwell face down and exerted. By invite only, you tap 4 ink. Your other characters plural, gain resist +1 until the start of your next turn, and he quests for 2. All right. Red Blue's toughest matchup is purple red. The only reason it's their toughest matchup is because of the castle, because Red Blue has a hard time removing the castle. They can clear everything else, but removing the castle is hard. You bring in Cusco, and now you play. By the time a red purple player can play the castle, red blue, or blue steel already has enough ink to lay down Cusco. Like, Cusco is without a doubt the strongest card to be released so far for the next set. Not because of he just complete you build a deck around him, but because he is such a great support character that makes red blue beat its worst matchup. This is massive. The best way for Steel Song to beat a red blue player is with flutes. But now you have Cusco that destroys the flute. This is huge. Red Blue doesn't have any weak matchups anymore because of Cusco. Now, we may see some new things come up in the meta, but as of right now, Red Blue has no weakness. This is so very, very big for Red Blue. I think at this point, the only thing Red Blue has to watch out for is super hyper aggro because we have things like Daisy Duck that we will talk about in a different video. But Cusco is a 6 out of 5 for me. This is on a scale of 1 to 5. Cusco is a 6 out of 5 simply because he comes through and beats up Red Blue's toughest matchup. This is huge for Red Blue. This is I if you guys were doubting this card at all, I need you to rethink it because this changes everything for red blue. Blue steel, still you can see it being ran. It's still a 6 drop. They can get down early. It's still quest for 2. Is it better than Cogsworth though? I don't know. I don't think so. In blue steel, Cogsworth can still sing. You get it down a turn earlier. It still quests for 2. It still gives resist. It has ward. Um, and you get that down with something like your Tinkerbells. So I don't think it replaces, but for sure in red blue it has a place. And Blurple will run this card because you can play this and destroy their castle, and then you can bounce it next turn to put it back in your hand in case they play another castle. And that gives Blurple the ability to also play into red blue, but to also play into blue steel because now they have a really good way to destroy items as well. Like so, Cusco 6 out of 5, best card of the set. With that being said, that's all I had for today's video. I wanted to talk about the new changes to set championships, the Maribel Madrigal, which I think is going to be. I can't say she's more pretty than Ursula because she's purple. Ursula is purple, right? And that's my color. But she is going to be an absolutely gorgeous card. I can't wait to see it in person or a live stream. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Remember, do your push ups, drink your water, be happy and healthy so we can continue to enjoy this game and live a great life. All right, I'm out.